Hey, you're listening to the wrong podcast. Topics today include papayas, palongos, and parables.
Wrong! What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you people? Wrong! You do have to tolerate it. It's my show.
Hi, I'm Tim. I'm here to talk about politics, culture, religion, sports, and anything else you're not allowed to talk about in polite company. Issue number 1! A parable. Hey, this is going to be a very special episode. It's going to be like an episode like you've never heard before. There's going to be one topic and one topic only, and in fact, it's not even a topic. It's a parable. There is something that's been bugging me. I've noticed it for a long time, and so I wrote a parable about it. And let me just stipulate right up front, you might think you know who this parable is about.
Wrong!
It, in fact, is not about them. And also, you are absolutely 100% right. This parable is about them. No further ado. The Papaya Song. There once was a group of people known as the Palongos. They were a small tribe that was scattered among a large nation. The Palongos had a proud heritage centered around their love of a tropical fruit called papaya. They would eat papaya for breakfast. They would eat papaya for lunch. They would eat papaya for dinner. They would bathe in papaya juice. When a baby was born, they would hand out papayas to everyone they knew in celebration. They were even known to use a papaya as a pillow, noting its unique shape for cradling the head. Though they loved papaya, they loved a song about papaya even more. They sang the song at birthdays. They sang the song as a lullaby. They sang the song at weddings. They even sang the song at funerals. Sadly, the Palongos struggled to find acceptance in the nation. People were largely skeptical of eating papaya as anything more than a small part of a fruit salad. And worse yet, they teased the Palongos for their song. Its rhythm was strange and its melodies were foreign, and no one could figure out why anyone would sing a song about papaya, particularly at a funeral. Then one day, a fabulous musician emerged out of nowhere. He wasn't Palongo, but he knew their song. Wherever he went, he would seek out the Palongo, and he would play his music. Every time, the Palongo would react in exactly the same way. "Do you hear that?" they would say. "He's singing our song. He plays it so beautifully and with such emotion. Have you heard it yet? Oh, you must come. He's singing our song. He's singing our song." The musician's fame started to rise. Even people who weren't Palongo started to notice. The Palongo did whatever they could do to encourage people to listen. "Do you hear that?" they would say. "He's singing our song." The people didn't just listen. They enjoyed it too. They started to sing along. They began to teach other people how to sing the song. And it didn't just stop with the song. They started eating papaya. Part of it was out of curiosity, but another part was the song. The song was teaching them so many great things about papaya, and the beauty of the song was convincing them it was all true. The Palongos were ecstatic. Everywhere they went, people were eating papaya and playing their music. "Do you hear that?" they would say. "They're singing our song." The musician wasn't just popular anymore. He was famous. People would come from miles away to hear him sing his music. People started to dress like him. People started to name their children after him. People would pay large sums of money to attend his concerts. And always in the front row would be the Palongos screaming, "He's singing our song!" Things weren't just going well for the musician and the papaya. Things were starting to go really well for the Palongo as well. People sought them out. They wanted to be friends with the Palongo. They wanted to be seen with the Palongo. They became interested in their culture. They became interested in their language. They became interested in their clothes. People didn't just name their babies after the musician. They started to name their babies after the Palongo, too. The Palongo loved all of the attention. But most of all, they loved the musician. Do you hear that, they would say? He's singing our song. When it came to singing about Papaya, the musician was excellent. But sadly, the musician's virtue did not extend past his ability to sing. The musician was a liar and a thief. To a certain extent, he couldn't help himself. He had always been a liar, and he had always been a thief. And even though the nation loved him, he continued to be who he had always been. He would lie when he had no reason to lie. His fame had brought him great riches, and though he had no reason to steal, he would continue to steal. As it turns out, being rich and famous doesn't make anyone suddenly good. Stories started to leak out about the musician. People started to complain about the musician. Always in response, the Palongo were steadfast. "Do you hear that?" they would say. "He's singing our song." Eventually, the musician made a lot of people angry. "This has to stop," they would exclaim. But the Palongo wouldn't budge. "We can't believe it. He's singing our song. We won't believe it. He's singing our song." The evidence started to mount. The police got involved. "You never really liked Papaya," the Palongo would charge. "You don't love music," the Palongo accused. "If it's true, people won't like our song," some Palongo quietly despaired. "I won't listen," they would say. "He's singing our song. He's singing our song." Justice prevailed, and the musician was eventually jailed. People felt bad for continuing to sing the song. It dropped out of favor, and Papaya did too. But anger towards the musician was soon directed at the Palongo, who wouldn't relent. It must be deceit and treachery that the Palongo truly admire, the people came to believe. But the Palongo, they're no different than any of us, and our plight is the same. We'll go along with anyone, as long as they're singing our song. But I could be wrong. If you think I am, let me know, and let me know why. I had fun, and I hope you did too. Bye-bye.